I'm back, everybody. I'm Phil. This is the Drop Bear Perspective. After weeks of lying to the public, the Albanese government has finally come out and admitted the truth about the ISIS brides. They are returning. They've been obfuscating and lying and trying to hide the truth from the public, yet it's finally came out, even after Albanese literally having a go at reporters for breaking the story in the first place. Tony Burke has finally come out and admitted the truth in Parliament. Now, let's go listen to the man's word for ourselves.
Because I've been called a liar, which I'm quite happy.
Ask you about, let's talk about the ISIS brides. Look, all we've seen all week is ducking and weaving from Labor. It's been quite breathtaking to watch, but none more than Tony Burke, who's now admitted to actually providing the first lot of returning brides and their children with passports and DNA tests, despite denials for days. Have a listen.
Under the laws governing passports, if someone is eligible for a passport and applies to one of our embassies, there is an obligation for them to be provided with it. These individuals received what they were entitled to by law, no more and no less.
Andrew, Australians...
Since when are terrorists entitled to anything? They knew what they were in for when they went over to Syria in the first place. Why is our government letting them come back? If they're suffering over there, so be it. It's their choice. But obviously, the Labor government is doing everything they can to kowtow to the Islamic extremists that are already here in Australia because they want their votes. That's all they care about. Labor just needs the votes, and shit. Why do you think they focus more on Western Sydney and Lakemba area than anywhere else? They don't care about the rest of us anymore.
Deserve to feel safe, but how can we when ISIS brides are being let in and the minister in charge seems to be backflipping daily on what he knew and what he didn't?
They're just lying.
Well, I got thrown out of question time yesterday, Danica, because I pointed out to the Prime Minister that in the last sitting week, here we had the Prime Minister repeatedly saying no assistance has been provided, and yet yesterday Tony Burke came out and said it would actually be an offence if they didn't provide assistance. Well, firstly, what would the offence be? When was the last time you ever saw a government, particularly the Australian government, charged with anything? And B, they have totally changed their story. So this is very, very serious, because what it means when you have Tony Burke coming out and
this all comes back to their control of the internet with the e-Karen and what they deem to be misinformation. And at the end of the day, we won't even get to hear about things like this. They're already stopping people from getting information with the Freedom of Information Act, which is a total joke. They want to hide it. They want to hide everything. And for a government that claims to be transparent, they're as transparent as mud.
Predicting what the Prime Minister had said. One of them is misleading the Parliament. Which one of them is it? Is it the Prime Minister for having said no assistance was provided? Because that's the way it's looking. On the evidence of Tony Burke, assistance was provided when the Prime Minister said it wasn't. So really, this is now an actual full-blown scandal where the Prime Minister looks like he has misled the Parliament.
And the other thing
he has. Albanese has literally misled Parliament and all of Australia. We expect a politician to lie to us on occasion. But every time Albanese opens his mouth, he's literally dribbling shit. I don't think I've heard anything come out of his mouth that has been the truth. I mean, where's our $275 reduction in our power bills, for crying out loud?
thing is we now know that more ISIS brides and their kids are on their way. We don't know how many. We don't know where they're going to live. We don't know what threat they pose. We still don't know about the other cohort. Why is Labor so secretive about this?
Well, because they're trying to walk both sides of the fence. They're trying to appease the left of the Labor Party, and they're trying to appease Western Sydney in bringing these ISIS brides back, but they don't want to cop the political flack for them having done so. I mean, it's never the lie, it's always the cover-up. And this government has been caught with their hands in the cookie jar, and they have a lot to answer for now. They've got a lot to answer for as to why they didn't put things like temporary exclusion orders to ensure that those ISIS brides didn't come back into the country. Why are they not putting temporary exclusion orders on the other cohorts that are due to come back? Why aren't the existing ISIS brides that are now in Australia under control orders? And if they are, well, Australians have a right to know that is the case. We're being told nothing. No. We are being kept like mushrooms.
Yeah, absolutely. And we should be told, because this is a matter of national security. But in the end, these brides have gone over there on this jihadi romance, and now they want to come back into this country. Yeah. It's just an absolute disgrace. Andrew Wallace, we've got to leave it there. Good to see you as always.
How long have we been lied to about this? For at least a few weeks. Everything that they talk about is literally a lie. I mean, the whole climate agenda with all these solar panels, wind farms, half of them can't even be hooked up. They're sitting out there just rotting. It's an absolute joke. They're just wasting money left, right and centre, putting national security at risk with these ISIS brides, along with all these unvetted Palestinian refugees. How much longer until we have full-on terrorist attacks like we've been seeing in the UK and other parts of the world? Look at Europe. How much longer until we start having to deal with exactly the same crap? It won't be long, especially if our government just keeps allowing all these extremists into our country. We have to stop it. Please like, share and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.